Why is it always so tricky to get the right angle on these cameras? I'm literally here forever. It's always so tricky to get that angle. I think that's it.
A few moments later.
So welcome to my channel. My name is Charisse and this video is going to be a how-to video. So how you can find a teaching job in Dubai or maybe one of the other 7 Emirates. I really do hope that this video helps you out. So I hope that it's informative, and if it does help you out, then just leave a comment in the comment section below. I'd love to hear about your experience. But let's just get straight into it. I've tried to make this as simple and as straightforward as possible by breaking it down into 5 simple steps. So just 5 things that you need to do to get that teaching job in Dubai. So with step number 1, the first thing that you need to do is to focus on teaching requirements. You are going to need a degree in the subject that you intend to teach. So if you are a mathematics teacher, then you're going to need a degree within mathematics. If you are an English teacher, a science teacher, whichever subject that you intend to teach, your degree needs to be within that subject. So once you have your degree, you're then going to need a teaching license. In the UK, the teaching license is a postgraduate certificate in education, so that's a PGCE. So once you have your degree and you've got your teaching license, then you are really and truly on your way. So not all schools, but most schools in the UAE, they will ask for a minimum of 2 years teaching experience. If you have a master's degree, then that's great. It's really important that you let your recruitment agency and your potential employer know about this. Reason being is that salary in the UAE is dependent on your experience and your qualifications. So the more experience and the more qualifications you have, then the higher your salary will be. If you're interested in, and if you've already completed a TEFL course, then that will be really beneficial. Reason being is that all schools in the UAE, they have very high expectations, and you can find yourself in a classroom with students that have very limited English, or if you're lucky, you can end up being in a classroom where students have very good English. So a course such as TEFL is not a requirement, but it is beneficial. Step 1 is the hardest step, but once that's completed, you can move on to step 2. Step 2 is crucial. You can't miss, you can't skip this step. Step 2 is all about your CV. You need to remember that schools, recruitment agencies, head teachers, they receive hundreds, if not thousands, of application forms and CVs from potential teachers all around the world every single year. So you need to spend quality time making sure that your CV stands out from the crowd. If not, it won't get picked up and it won't be seen. So once you spend that time making sure that your CV is up to date, that is the best that it can be, you can then move on to step 3. And step 3 is all about finding the right recruitment agency that best suits your needs. So now you need to find a job. So there's 4 ways around this. The first way is, if you know somebody that already lives and works in the UAE, you can ask them and you can send them your CV, and then they can forward your CV onto a potential school. If you have done your research and you've looked into different schools, then you can find a school that you're interested in and then apply to them directly. You can apply to the Department of Education, but the most common way is to find a recruitment agency. So there's loads and loads of recruitment agencies online. So in my notebook, I've written down a few of these agencies. So I'm going to share them with you. There is Teachaway, eTeach, World Teachers Recruitment, International Teachers, Teach Anywhere. So these are only a few, but there are loads more online. Once you've found a recruitment agency that best suits your needs, you are going to fill out their online application form. You are going to upload your CV and then also upload your references as well. If you're successful, within a few days, they will contact you and you will have a telephone interview, a video interview, or maybe a Skype face-to-face interview. If you're successful, you are then going to be assigned a recruitment consultant. So with your recruitment consultant, you're going to discuss your expectations and your needs. While you're doing this, it's very important to think about what kind of school do you want to teach in. There are lots of different schools in the UAE. There's schools that have a British curriculum, American curriculum, IB curriculum. Once you've done this, we can then move on to the next step. So we're now moving on to step number 4. Step number 4 is all about interviews. So well done if you do have an interview. You might have an online interview. So you might have an interview on Skype, on Outlook, on Zoom. If you have to physically go to an interview, just be mindful that interview might not be in your city. I remember when I was interviewing, I was in London and I had to travel to Manchester for an interview. So key points, when you go to an interview, always be prepared. I think that's number 1, always be prepared. If you are not successful, don't be disheartened. Just learn from that interviewing process. Keep practicing for your next interview. So we're going to move on to the last point. Point number 5. Great news, everything's gone smoothly. You've been offered a new job and you've been presented with a contract. What you need to do is read through your contract very carefully. If you are happy with your contract, you then need to sign your contract and submit it back to your recruitment agency or your new employer. I'm going to do a follow-up video explaining what you need to do after you've signed your contract. But that's going to be the end of this video. So I want to thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, then comment in the section box below. I'd love to hear about your experience. You can give this video a thumbs up, you can like, and you can share, and you can subscribe. So thank you for watching this video. Bye.